Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Whoa, was that a long introduction? What the hell is going on? That music is crazy. Well, I'm just prepping. I'm just prepping for Vegas. That's what I'm prepping for. Because what I'm about to show you in this video, your guys' eyes are is about to drop. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I just came back from Buffalo, and we are, yeah, to make it quick, I got to see a football game, and then B-Rad Cooley money greater than football. Ooh, there it is. There it is. All right. So there's a lot of things to talk about. As if you haven't realized, Clover Health is down 11% on the 5-day, 28% on the 28-day. In 6 months, it's up 226%. Year to date, it's up 216%. In a year, it's up 192%. And then in 5 years, we're still down. Okay. So the market is essentially, I would say this is a nice buy the dip opportunity. Now, let me explain. Now, first things first, let's open up just kind of an easy to read chart. We're going to have to talk about IWM. We're going to talk about it in the video. Like, you see all these tabs here? See all these tabs? These are all the tabs we need to get through. There's a lot to get through here. This is going to be a pretty in-depth video. So we're just going to go boom, boom, boom. All right. So if we go ahead and open up Clove real quick and then open up the daily chart. Okay. You can see that every bar line here represents a day. This is the day. This is the day, right? So each of this is a day. And you remember, if you go back to our videos from the past, I talked about stage analysis when we have the price direction above the 200-day simple moving average, which is the 200-day, right? Right. So there it is. So overall, the question of the matter is, are we going to hell? Like, is this bad, right? Because remember, this thing basically dropped around 30%, right? And it dropped to 250, and now here we have a drop, and this thing dropped to 30%. So the question is, this 304 drop, people are thinking, oh no, it's going to go to 250. Again, we don't know the future, but overall, could this be the bottom or near the bottom? And is this normal? So now let's kind of convert this stick figures into this. So this was that 29% drop. And this is right here. This is the 30% drop. You can see there's a gap. There's a huge gap right there at $4. So definitely, that needs to be filled on the upside, which I'm more bullish than I am bearish. But the question is are these dips normal? So to answer this question, we're going to go ahead and look at Palantir. Okay, you can see Palantir now is at plus $65. Now, just very quickly, let's kind of go ahead and go all the way down when Palantir was around $5. Now, very quickly, if you go back to this video here, I took a screenshot of this video. This was back when we had this set up here. The video title is Palantir 2023 Outlook PLTR stock. And you could see I got B-Rob. Can you remind me if I don't do it? I'm going to have to show you. Yes, because I need to wear this hat. I will show it right after I say this. So January 15, 2023, we gave an outlook on Palantir, and we're like, this thing's getting really appetizing. So if you look at January 15, 2023, it's actually right here. Literally, January 13, 2023, 15, I think, was like the weekend. This is January 15, 2023. And you could see right here, Palantir was around $6-ish, like low $6, mid $6. And you can see since we called it out, this thing's up 844.97%. Now, unfortunately, Palantir is a pretty big company. So if you Google PLTR stock, you don't really find us there. But if you Google Clove stock, we were the only people talking about Clove stock, right? But with Palantir, we have YouTube to show the history. And you could see the history speaks for itself. We called it out January 15, 2023, and you can see it's up. It's another 8-bagger. And it's $149.76 billion market cap, which is pretty impressive. So with that, let's go back to Palantir's chart and let's try to answer the question, is this drop normal? Okay, is this drop normal? So you can see the price action here is below the 200-day. The 200 days in red. This is stage analysis, okay? This will be part of the Mastering and Bundle Lifetime Access course. On the quick side note, we finally have released our Black Friday coupon code. For folks that are interested, there'll be a link down below. And if you guys want one-time payment, lifetime access to our stock terminal and lifetime course for a lifetime, it's use coupon code Black Friday to get $750 off. Our biggest sale yet. Prices will be increasing. So take advantage of this. This is one of the biggest sales, Black Friday. And you can use Affirm for our partners, for our potential members in Canada and United States. And shout out to Affirm for helping make this happen, and also PayPal as well. Okay, so let's go back to Palantir. So you could see that once it hit over the 200-day simple moving average, the stock pretty much exploded, right? Which is exactly what we got with Clover. You could see once it hit its 200-day, it exploded, right? The question that we have to ask ourselves is, as it went over its 200-day, did Palantir just go up all the way to the moon, or it had these types of drops? So in order to do that, let's go ahead and look at it. So you could see Palantir went all the way from like $5 up to $10. It went from $5.84. Like it went from like, let's call it $6 to $10, and then it dropped all the way to $7. So it lost pretty much like $3. Okay, so that's a pretty big chunk. Okay, then all of a sudden it went from $7 all the way up to $16. Then it dropped down here to $13. So you can see these are pretty big drops. And then it went ahead and went all the way up to $20, and then it dropped down to $13. I mean, just imagine, for folks that have 200,000, 300,000 shares, imagine this happened to Clover. You would have like 3-4 million, and all of a sudden you lose like $1.5 million. I think, B Rob was talking about this. He's like, damn, that drop was a lot, right? Because all the folks that bought around 60 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents, $1 for folks that are a part of our stock terminal, you're sitting good now. But when Clover went up to 4 and now it's at 3, you saw a $250,000 drop in terms of cash. But remember, it is all part of the process. And I personally think these drops that we see are actually made by shorting. More specifically, if you go to our stock terminal, a lot of folks like Laturd here went ahead. Man, I love you guys' names. You could see there was a huge shorting near the election, and that's when the earnings happened. The short volume, again, this is a short volume, and again, this is all part of our stock terminal if you guys want to get access to it. The short volume went up, and the stock price just literally got destroyed. And I think this is done for people that unfortunately don't understand the stock market, for people that are uneducated, for people that don't have access to over 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data. It's for them to paper hand and sell to the institutional investors. And if you haven't realized now, shout out to Gun Show Trader for calling this out. And also shout out to our wonderful friend in the, AZ Matt, our wonderful friend in the Reddit community space, for shouting out all the institutional buys that's happening right now. BlackRock, you could see everyone's Morgan Stanley. A lot of folks are increasing their position. And unfortunately, a lot of retail investors are paper handing, but it's okay. That's the process of life. There are winners and there are losers. And for people that are watching, it's Saturday. Um, 86 views right now. We're getting live, 41 from X and 45 from YouTube. And that's pretty impressive. Shout out to all of you guys watching right now. And shout out to all of you guys watching on the replay. Now, very quickly, speaking about live, what about that Mike Tyson fight yesterday? Now, listen, guys, my heart, I didn't bet on the game like DraftKings, but I put a bet out in my heart. I said, man, Mike Tyson is gonna beat him, right? But physiologically, me understanding the process of muscles and the body, it was very clear that that's not the case. Yesterday, it was very hard for me to watch the fight. And it wasn't because I feel bad for Mike Tyson. No. In fact, I think Mike Tyson was having a great time. He made $20 million and Jake Paul made $40 million. And Jake Paul, I think, could have won harder. But what was the point of that? He's 58 years old. I think what made people sad, this is what made people sad, was the fact that Iron Mike, in his prime time, would have destroyed Jake Paul. Whoever argues that is like stupid, right? Even Magic Johnson couldn't watch the fight. He turned it off after the first round. It's very hard to watch a fight like this because it shows you that no one can escape time. No one can battle the time of age. Age will get to all of us. And not a lot of people on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. No, I don't think no one's talking about this. But I think what I for me at least, and I think a lot of people, for people that watch this fight, especially the people that know the Mike Tyson era, they're part in their 40s, they're in their 50s. It hurts our heart. And I'm not that old, but again, I like to attribute. I work really well with older generation. I don't, it's just kind of how I am. But it hurts to see someone who was in his prime, a straight villain, just straight monster. And then you see him, and it's hard for him with his legs. I mean, he was just in a wheelchair a couple months ago. And it's hard for us because it shows us that even a primetime athlete, I mean, we couldn't even do that for 8 rounds. It shows you that even a primetime athlete, age can get to him too, and age will get to all of us. And it really makes us uncomfortable. So I guess what I'm trying to basically tell you is, spend time with your loved ones. Go out there and go do that hike. Go out there and go do that workout. Enjoy your youth. For all the folks that have it, enjoy it because it's I don't care how strong you are, the world will beat you down, whether you like it or not, and that's the reality of life. Now, sorry, going back to our main course, our main theme here. I just don't want just a side note from the fight. So shorts obviously came in, and now they're cooling down, potentially creeping back up, but they're cooling down from what I see. So stock for Palantir went from 20 down to like 13, and then all of a sudden it shot up again from like 14 to 21, and then it fell back down again to like 15. So you could see, it's still above the 200-day, right? And you're getting some ins and outs, and unfortunately, a lot of retail investors probably sold out because they thought it was going to go back down to 13. And all of a sudden, then it went ahead and went from 16 up to 27, and then it fell down to 20, so it lost $7. I mean, just for instance, that's a $7 drop. I don't know. Some of you guys have 240,000 shares. That's $1.6 million drop. So for folks that let's say this is Clover and it dropped $7, you would have lost 1.6 million, right? And I think like that's going to really screw up with people's mentality because they haven't seen that type of money, and they're going to most likely probably they're going to paper hand, right? Because they're going to make, I could sell because it's going to go, but you don't know that, right? Because what it went down to, I hope you understand what I'm saying, please. I hope you get what I'm saying. So like, $20, and then it went up again to like 30. And then it went ahead and dropped. We had a crazy drop to like, $21. I mean, literally $21. I mean, this was a very strong dip. and it touched the 200-day. People were like, oh, that's it. It's going to go back down to 15 or 60. They're probably drawing this line here, 16. So most likely a lot of these people sold. That's a $10 drop. So let's do the net math. If it's a $10 drop, you would have lost $2.4 million, right? And then it went ahead and rebounded from 21 to 32. All of a sudden, it went ahead and dropped down to 29. People thought that this thing's going to drop back down to 25 or 26, 23. A lot of people probably sold out at 29, okay? And all of a sudden, then it went all the way up to 43. It dropped a little bit down to 40. People thought, okay, I'm just going to wait. A lot of people here said, oh, I'm just going to wait till it goes back to 30. I saw a lot of people talk about that. By the way, there's a gap at around 31, but with fluid, there's a gap here too. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to get back at 30. I'm going to get back at 30, right? Because of this gap. And all of a sudden now it went literally from like 44 down up to $66, right? So the point that I'm trying to say is there are going to be ups and downs, but if the company fundamentally is doing better, it's going to be higher highs and higher lows, okay? And obviously this is like extreme overbought for sure. I mean, this is crazy. I need to take a look at it and reanalyze. But the point here is, are these drops normal? The answer is yes. Are we above the 200-day? The answer is yes. So this is just the beginning. This is only the beginning. Now, for Oscar, I would need I haven't looked at Oscar for a while, but this thing dropped below its 200-day. And it has to deal with the Trump administration not liking the Affordable Care Act, which is what a lot of their money is making. So it's kind of, it's kind of limbo right now. But with Clover right now, we're looking pretty good in my opinion, and we're starting to reset that RSI, which is starting to enter the oversold territory. Okay, let me double check to see if my mic is good. Is on the okay? Good, we're in a good mic. All right, good. We're not trying to pull a Peter here, okay? All right. So now let's switch to, switch forward and let's kind of work things out here, okay? So we talked about CLOV. Let's go ahead and talk. So we talked about Palantir. We called it out on January 15, 2023. Since then, it's up 844.97%, almost heading towards a 9-bagger. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Russell 2000. So if you go ahead and take a look at the x-axis, you can see from 1979 all the way to 2023, we can look at this, what's going on. So you can see in 1997, unfortunately, there were many consecutive years, 4 to 5 consecutive years that the Russell was underperforming. As you can see, it's been dropping, and it dropped for a long time. Interestingly, after that, it went ahead and outperformed. And then we had another 4 consecutive years of underperformance. So what's happening now is if you divide the Russell 2000 over the S&P 500, what's happening is many are predicting, including us, we were the first people to predict it in 2022 before Tom Lee even started talking about it. But I'm just trying to explain to you how these institutional investors get their ideologies and get their thinking, because the goal is not to basically fish for you and feed you. The goal is to teach you how to fish for yourself so you can become the master and your own wolf of your own portfolio, your own wolf of Wall Street. So the goal here is we believe that the Russell 2000 is going to be outperforming. And for people that want a more detailed analysis and a breakdown of this, it'll be on our research edge for people that are enrolled in our stock terminal and lifetime access. Now, if you don't recall, in our research edge section, which I can just kind of bring here, where'd it go, right? And we could go very quickly. Let me just kind of mosey on in here for a sec. Actually, I'm going to just keep this here, and I'll just pull up. I have a tab already open for it. There it is. Okay, so if you don't recall, yesterday I said the market is down. We called this out since October. And this is kind of the call out here. We've said this many times. And I said some institutional investors suggest a possible pullback in November. This could then set the stage for a year-end rally. So I was already letting my folks know that I anticipate some form of pullback in the market. Now, historically, Clover pulled back before everyone did, before the rest of the market started to pull back. But we were already prepped for it in terms of November. Now we're starting to see the greater market start to pull back. Just look at the NASDAQ, down 2.24%. Dow, S&P, the Russell. We're starting to see these, a lot of these, see if I can find this one here. We could see the rest of them are down, and the VIX is high. The question now is, what is Wall Street doing? So you could see healthcare is oversold, but financials, energy, industrials, if you go on CNBC, they're all talking about this. Energies, industrials, financials. And unfortunately, what they're telling you on CNBC is what's doing better. And they're saying financials are doing great. Yes, we told you it was financials, regional banks, and small caps. If you go look at my annual report, right? And for the folks that are in our stock terminal, go look at our research edge and go look at our call outs from the beginning of January 2024. Okay. I told you guys that financials and energy and regional banks are going to do well. If you go to CNBC right now, you have this beautiful lady. She's talking and she's basically saying that, financials are the way to go. Energy is doing great. I don't agree with her because this is in the red. It's too optimistic. That's why it's red, but it's more. This is negative. This is I guess the comment that I'm trying to teach you is you want to be fearful when others are greedy. She's being greedy, but the question is, does she know she's being greedy? Is she misleading just like Jim Cramer? Is she misleading the retail community space so they can essentially buy this huge bag? What bag am I talking about? I'm talking about Chase. Isn't Chase financials? Look at Chase. And the 5-day is, this is JP Morgan Chase. You guys know what Chase is, right? On the 5-day, it's up 2%. On the month, it's up 9.69%. 6 months, up 16%. Year to date, it is up 42.56%. But you're telling me, you go on CNBC, and they're telling you, oh, I love financials. I love them so much, retail community space. I want you to buy them. And you know what's funny? The reason why they want you to buy them is so they can sell them to you at this high price, right? So once they sell you these stocks, retail community is going to basically buy the bag. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to buy consumer staples, they're going to buy healthcare, and they're going to buy technology, okay? They're going to go ahead and they're going to, so what, again, let me just show you something, okay? CNBC comes online and these people say, financials are doing great. Energy is doing great. And then what's going to end up happening is a retail community member who doesn't know nothing about the stock market because he thinks that big money, he's like, oh, wow, now I can afford CNBC. I never watched this as a kid. CNBC is smart. I'm going to be rich, right? And they're going to look at Chase and they're like, holy moly, this thing's doing great. Whoa, this thing's going to the moon. I need to buy right now. And then it does, and then it goes blip-blap, and then it goes down, okay? And that's how they trick you. That's how they trick retail community, right? When in reality, they sell it to you, you give them the cash, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to buy healthcare. They're going to buy technology. They're going to buy these other things, right? And that's what pisses me off, right? They screw you over, but guess what? We have the data to show you. We have the data to show you right in your face. Well, you can't even, you know it's the truth, okay? So if you look at the sector ranked from lowest to highest, financials, regional banks, they're doing great. We called them out. We are doing great, but guess what? Bio, healthcare, semiconductor, these have taken a hit recently, okay? So this is what Wall Street's looking at right now. Look at the sectors ranked by lowest to highest money flow. All the money right now and all the institutional investors are coming in and buying financials and industries. But guess what? Once they go in and start selling it to retail investors, what's going to end up happening is they're going to flip-flop and they're going to buy the ones that don't have a lot of money. This is sector analysis. I mean, you can see the pattern. You can construct it and do your own Monte Carlo sequence simulation in your mind. You can play this out in your head, which is why Renaissance Technology took this game of Wall Street and took it and put it in a quant level way to where a computer can analyze the deception of Wall Street and make money off of it. And it's called a Mendelian fund. But you're seeing the pattern. You're seeing the pattern. And you know what's sad? Go out there in the bar. I implore you to go to your local bar. I implore you to go out there and go talk about the stock market in your bar. I guarantee you people are going to say the stock market's for gambling. Then why is it that the top 10% of the wealthiest people in America control 90% of the stock market? I'm going to repeat that again. Why does the top 10% of the wealthiest people in America control 90% of the stock market if it was truly gambling? It is not. They want you to make you think it's gambling, right? They'd rather you play at your Powerballs and your Las Vegases, right? Because they don't want you in this game. They only want you in this game when they want to sell to you, right? Because they want to use you, okay? Smart money's been very bearish. Now the market's starting to drop. We called it out. And this is, again, buy the dip opportunity. Retail investors, dumb money, which is in red, are selling, and smart money is coming back online. So I think this is setting us up for a market year-end rally. We needed a dip. We were looking for a dip, right? And then here's the call, put to call ratio. When people are very bearish, that's when the stocks are low. This is the 2020. This little dip here. This was in 2020. This was the 2020 pandemic. Retail, again, robo is retail. Retail investors were net sellers. They hated the market in 2020. They had a lot of puts. But guess what? You want to do the opposite of retail investors, because retail investors, the normal day Americans, are not educated on this. Why? Because their country has failed them on purpose, because they want you to row the boat. They don't want you to be the owners of Chipotle and make that money, right? They don't want you to be the owners of Starbucks and make that money. They want you to work at Starbucks. They want you to work at Chipotle. They want you to roll the burritos so you can sell them, so you can basically send it to headquarters and they can distribute it to people like Bill Ackman and all those other folks. No offense to Bill Ackman. I love you a lot, but I'm just trying to prove a point here, okay? I'm trying to educate people, okay? They're trying to sell all that and get that free cash flow into the pockets of the investor. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be the rower of the boat, or do you want to own the damn boat? And I can tell you right now, you can own the damn boat, because if you look at my life, I started from nothing. I was homeless at 15. I started from freaking nothing, and look at me now, because I switched and I flipped this whole capitalism on its head, right? And you can too. You can too. And guess what? We have a community. So instead of going to that bar that people are going to be glazed over you, that they're going to think you're full of shit, because unfortunately, you know, the people that tend to go to a bar, if you run the Monte Carlo sequence simulation, chances are they're not going to be investors, sadly. I'm not trying to stereotype here, right? That's why we built the community. That's why we built this community, because we knew, just like what Drew was saying on his testimonial video, we knew that if we get a whole group of people that all want the same thing, which is to better their life, and we give them access to institutionally graded data, and we pick, and people that tend to come to our platform are hungry for change. They want to get a better life, right? You put all those people in one room and you flip it to where instead of Bloomberg terminals close access, you open access to commands to where everyone sees your own due diligence. Everyone sees your stocks and what you're looking at and what you're analyzing. People can come together and start talking about stocks. People like Dish and Rabdo can give a bear thesis, and people can go ahead and give a bull thesis, and we can all come together and talk, right? That's why it's important to have both sides talk, to have both sides pick at each other and say, no, that's why I like Clinton back in the 90s, because he brought in people that didn't agree with him. Because if you bring people that agree with you, it's just an echo chamber. You want to have people you disagree with, because that is what makes you strong. So that's why I saw CNBC and I was like, this is some freaking baloney. Okay? Some freaking baloney. And with that, we have our Black Friday sale for people that want to get interested in changing their lives and want to become a multimillionaire, because you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You have the power in doing so. And if you're in the United States, oh yeah, you can. I promise you that. Yeah, you can. You can certainly become a millionaire. 80% of millionaires in the United States are self-made. 70% of billionaires in the United States, maybe in the world too, in the United States, are self-made. You can become a millionaire. You just need the community. You just need the tools, and you need to change your mindset to a growth mindset. Okay? So, with that, I think this is a buy the dip opportunity. I was hoping for Clover to go down a little low, but it seems it's getting supported at 3. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit $2.90, but we'll see. Let's talk about IWM. IWM on November 11 has pretty much, until now, it has been falling. Okay. It fell. And if you could see here, there's a huge gap. This was the election gap. Remember this election gap? And it like blew up. There's a huge gap here. Okay. And Clover basically fell down during that gap. There was a gap up and Clover went ahead and gap down. This gap is currently getting filled in. We still have yet to fill. Okay. But I want you to just think for yourself for just one moment. I need you to look at the RSI. Every time the stock dropped down to a low, the RSI went to oversold. Again, oversold is 30, overbought is over 70. There's your 70, there's your 30. Okay. This will be all of the level 2 section of the Mastering Stock Market course. For people that don't know this, we'll take you from 0 to hero. You go from here now, and then the market rallied to being overbought, and then it dropped to being oversold, and then it rallied for being overbought, and then it going ahead to being oversold. And now you're seeing the same thing. It dropped from being to overbought to now being oversold. And now we're going to start most likely beginning that upwards rally. This ain't rocket science. Okay, this is simple. Okay, 1 + 1 = 2. It's very simple. Okay. All right. So then now, let's go to our comment section, and then we'll go ahead and let's see what's going on here. Sorry, there's a lot of comments. My bad, guys. Where are we at? Oh, yeah. B-Rob, my bad. Let me show you the cap. Where the cap at? So this was the video that I made when I was in Buffalo, and B-Rob put this cap on. Oh, man. Man, this was so many years ago. Remember the fan? It looked like there's a fan on my head. Where did that video go? That was a funny one. But I have the hat. And we're going to wear it. We're going to wear it. That is hilarious. Let's see what else here. PL2 is not normal. This is the way. There isn't even a single negative article on Clover since it fall. Exactly. That's it. Tell me a time where Clover fell where the analyst price targets weren't lower. The analyst price targets now are in the 4+ region, guys. This is a new world order, okay? The sentiment for Clover has changed. So don't let these shorts trick you, okay? Don't let them take your money, okay? Again, not financial advice. You do your own thing. You're the captain of your own ship, okay? Right, exactly. They're playing us. Exactly. Tyson fight money. Oh, 100%. They fought harder over the contract than they did. That's so true. Forget Hindenburg. Let's see here. Let's play for your future dental bills. Well, I think it's going to do a lot more for me in terms of more than that. It's going to be, if this thing goes correctly, it's going to pay a lot more. What's going on, Drew? Hold the line. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? 270. Yeah, I'll own that boat. Exactly. Aren't you guys tired? Aren't you guys tired of one politician coming after another, telling you that help is on the way, while these politicians go ahead and buy stocks behind your back, making money off of the American dream, but don't teach you this? Don't put it in our educational system. The system is rigged. It's rigged for the rich, and we're showing it to you and how to break it down and how to make money on it. That's what we're doing. What are your thoughts on options chain in December, January? Do you think? I don't know. I mean, I have to look at it for sure. It hit 291 after hours. Oh, it did? Oh, maybe. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it did. See? Yeah. Good call. There it is. 297, 290. Yeah, it certainly did. But what was the volume on that? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. They try again. They try to do it, but it kept getting bought out. All right. So we talked about this intrinsics many times, and let me see if I can find it here. Light mode. Dada, are you part of our stock terminal? Reach out to us in there, because I think someone's already done that calculation. It's in the stock terminal. All right. So, what do we do? It was a 25 plus 44 plus 69. No, 49. So 118. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. Let's do this. Okay. So Q1 25, right? For Q1 of your free cash flow. Q2 was, what was Q2? 44. And then Q3 was 49. Okay. Let's divide this out by 3. Okay. So on average, they make 39 million of free cash flow. Okay. We know it's actually more, but let's do that. I'm estimating next year, 2025, not 2024. Because next quarter, free cash flow, I think it's not going to be as sexy, because we have to make that payment. Okay. So let's take this now. We'll just do here. Take this, multiply it by 4. I expect next year's free cash flow to be 157. Is that fair? All right. So we'll put 157. If they keep their growth rate, 9.33, and we go 496, then next year Clover should go anywhere between, so currently it's trading at a bear case of 392. No, not even. It's way below that. Oh, guys, this is easy money. I mean, come on, guys, right? So the bear is 392, the base is 5, and the bull is 686. But that's them growing at the same rate, 9.33%. But we know they said they're going to return to growth, and we know they just got 4 stars. So I mean, we know it's going to be higher. Okay, so I would say, let's do 15%. That's pretty conservative. And, okay, so anywhere between a bear case of 5 to a bull case of 10. Let's go ahead and let's say they really grow. And I don't know, I'm not going to go over 30, but let's do 25%. I think that's fair. Okay, 25%. Then you start seeing a bear case of 10 to a bull case of 21. This is not including SaaS, guys. This ain't including SaaS. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, be rad coolly, 25 is easy, right? We no longer at 496. Share count is over 500. Okay, so we put 500. Let's see what it does. It's not going to drop it a lot. It dropped it by 10 cents, 10 20 cents. Okay, so again, it's not let's say they do 425. Okay, it dropped $1. That's another 25 million. These are peanuts, right? So again, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to basically say, "Oh my God, they're putting millions of shares, 2-3 million dilution. Oh my God, look at Palantir. They did the same thing. Would you rather them use the cash or the shares?" Okay, that's why I love this equation, right? Because all those people that are talking this nonsense, that are shorts of this company, Let them, okay? Because we are data driven, right? We are the new JPAL, okay? All right. Let's see what we're at. Exactly. All right, but it's a good question to bring up. Okay, good job, Yonam, num. All right, so will the expected growth be announced? I don't know. I think they're going to announce it Q1 of 2025. I think so. But guys, this is good. I mean, I'm very happy with this, right? I'm really excited for the prospects of this company, right? I mean, like, listen, okay. I don't care if we trade at $10 for the next 2-3 years. I don't care, right? Why? Because there's something called the wheel strategy, and I'm going to wheel the crap out of this. I'm going to milk the crap out of the wheel strategy, right? And we're going to be releasing all of the covered calls and cash secured puts that we're going to be doing on our options analysis page on our stock terminal for lifetime access members and beyond, which is why I think, this thing is heavily undervalued, our lifetime access. And if you guys want access to that, if you want to learn how to print money, because other people are going to be gambling, okay? They're going to be gambling buying calls, right? But guess what? We're going to go ahead and sell them the insurance for those calls. We're going to sell them those puts when they go buy the puts, right? We're going to go ahead and win 85% of the time. We are going to take their money, right? Let them gamble, right? I'm teaching you how to be part of the house. You are going to be the house now, okay? You're going to be the owners of the casino. And that's exactly what we're going to be teaching, okay? So there it is. Growth starting. We could thank you. Thank you so much, Grump Z. I love you. I love you, Grump. You just reminded me. Very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. I can't, the person who I'm going to reference now is, likes to be anonymous, does not like to be, named, and he wants to be anonymous. But I'm going to share with you what he told me. I need you to listen up. This is the time. Please listen. Okay. This gentleman has been in the insurance brokerage business for more than a decade, probably 2 decades. Okay. This is what I was sent. I'm not going to say his name, and I'm not going to, right? This is out of respect for him. And he is a lifetime member, and I'm very honored to have him. And I need to respond to his email. I saw this, and it just gave me smiles from ear to ear. He said, "Hey, brother, just got off the phone with, his colleagues." He said, "Clover's numbers from our group volume is massive, bro. We are just number 2 in New Jersey. And I heard from our guys that the other number 1 is selling the crap out of Clover this season. I am hearing this will be the largest year on record after numbers hit. It is going to be epic, dude." You understand what you understand what I just read? And then another thing, our wonderful member, we have another member who just hired a engineer scraper to potentially figure out the internet, if there's an ability to figure out how many Clover Assistant members there are, just out of an experiment. He released the results of those in our stock terminal. These will not be released because it's for members, okay? And this is, I'm watching the beauty. And by the way, I'm watching the beauty of our community. And our community is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And again, I go back to this, and I told you this, okay? Yes, we have great data. Okay, yes, we got 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded out. Yeah, we got good stuff. But what did I tell you many years ago? I said there's a side tangent line, hidden curriculum within all this. The real beauty of this whole platform is the people that it involves. Because remember, this is not some money grab where you come in and then you pay for a year and you leave. This is lifetime access. I want you there lifetime. Okay? Which is why, that bill that you pays for the data for the next 20, 30 years, right? So once, we now we have all these members, they all are bouncing ideas off of another. We're colliding every time we're in the stock terminal. People are colliding together and talking. And with this collision comes innovation. And it comes people coming together and saying, you know what? I got this idea. I got this idea. And people are just exchanging neurons, exchanging ideas, going back and forth, back and forth. And you give them access to this crazy data that sadly retail investors don't have access to. And then you start creating some crazy 10-bagger, multi-bagger opportunities. Okay? So that's the beauty of the platform. And I think people now are starting to see the gold of it. They're starting to see the gold. And I'm telling you, we're on the right track. I can only imagine how our platform is going to look in the next 5 to 10 years. We have engineers, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have pilots, we have people that are truckers, construction workers. We have so many different people that work in so many different industries, all coming together. We have nurses, we have technicians, I even have a massage therapist on here, right? And I have someone else who does something else, but I'm not going to say, right? It's kind of funny, right? But everyone is coming together and putting their hand on this. Okay. This is impressive. Okay. This is freaking impressive. All right. So exactly. 81,000 going to be 150 to 250K members in 2025 enrollment. Thanks for the big boys pulling out. I'm telling you guys, our Vegas party is going to be so freaking big. This is going to be epic. It's going to be epic. You understand me? And you know what's crazy? We did this all together. We did it all together. I mean, can you just see the beauty in this? It's one thing finding a stock, doing due diligence, and then calling it out, making money off of it, and then, okay, great. But imagine sharing the win together. It's like Friday Night Lights, right? We work hard together. We did the work. We got smashed when the stock fell, but we huddled together. We worked together. We worked our asses off, and now we're going to win. So later on when we celebrate, when we drink beers together, for folks that don't drink, my apologies, when we just come together, it's just that win, that taste of that win is going to mean so much. I mean, I already told you guys, but that image just doesn't escape my mind. One of the comments. Let me see if I can find it. One of the comments someone said, I'll be able to put this little fella through Harvard in 18 years now. Right? Someone else messaged. I'm not going to release this message, but this is what they said. I'm just going to I'll show the bottom half. I'll show the bottom half. Let me see if there's no names in here. Here, I'll take a screenshot of this. Okay. Look at this. I can't show the top part because it says his name. It said, I made a mistake trying to learn from people on YouTube who didn't have the best interest in mind for their viewers. I came across your page a few months after this person purchased a lifetime access. He sent me this message and I have it. And I actually have it hung up on my wall. He says, I had invested in Clover, and let me tell you, I appreciate your due diligence on Clover. And when you speak, I listen. My goal is to create generational wealth for my family. and break the cycle of working till retirement. This is what broke my heart. This is what he said. I want my kids to be proud of me. I truly come from nothing. It would be a dream come true to leave a legacy for them. Anyways, thank you, Al. That's what he said. And by the way, this guy, he's a father of 6. And just so you know, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm only going to take a little screenshot of him here because I don't want to say what he's from. There it is. I'm a father of 6. This is what broke me down right here. I want my kids to be proud of me. I truly come from nothing. It would be a dream come true to leave a legacy for them. You understand how much this means to me? Listen, guys. I've been on this interview trail, and I met some of the world's smartest people that want to be brain surgeons, okay? And there is no right, there is no wrong answer, right? Someone said, you know what? I'm not looking to do all the things you're doing, Al. I'm just trying to do surgery, go home and enjoy my kids and family. That's fine. That's fine, right? But for me, I know that I'm going to be doing my surgeries. I'm going to be able to do that and help and do my thing. But at the end of the day, I can't ignore the fact that social determinants of health start from access to money. You have good money, you'll be able to afford better produce. You'll be able to afford better doctors. You'll be able to afford better neighborhoods where you're able to be safe to go walking in the morning, running in the morning or evening. So, yes, it's an honor to be part of your journey. And this statement, I want my kids to be proud of me. I truly come from nothing. Right? So to create a platform like this, to be able to, be able to be a small part in each of your guys' journey, to teach you what these billionaires have been doing, this is one of the greatest honors of my life. All right, so bring your hat to the Vegas party when we set up our tents. Oh, and just so you know, just so we can make a joke, because this is kind of deep. He talks about, leaving a legacy for them. Let me show you a Mike Tyson video about legacy, and just so we can make a joke, just so we can end the video on a laughing manner, because this is deep. But let's, it's not what they say. Laughter is the best medication. So let me show you a Mike Tyson interview, because I think this was funny. Let me show you. Hold on, so I can find it. Hold on. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find it. Excuse me. Where are we at? Where's Mike T at? Let's see. Yep, found it. All right, guys. Just all right, guys. Check this out. Okay. All right. Stop the share of screen. Let's screen and share the audio real quick. Let's see here. Al is doing God's work. I appreciate you, man. It's at the end of the day, you can't take nothing with you. And let's see here. Al, you got the biggest heart out there. You're doing this to help those who want to better their lives. This is it. Exactly. That's it. That's literally what we're doing. I'm not going to be able to help the people that don't believe. I can't, right? I can't. But my boy here talks about a legacy. So this girl, remember, this is a little girl. This is a kid. This is a freaking kid. And this kid was talking to Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson forgot that this is a kid. He just started talking, and he forgot that the poor man, this poor little girl, Mike Tyson forgot that he was talking to like a young 12-year-old girl, or 10, I don't know how old this girl is. He forgot he's talking to a 12-year-old or whatever. Okay, so let's watch it together, because I think this is funny. Let me go ahead and mute it. Let me see if we can. All right, let's play.
Well, in your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. What type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
So she's like, what type of legacy you want to be, you want to leave behind? All right, let's hear his response.
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Our legacy is nothing, and just look how he looks at her. Look how he looks at her. Our legacy is nothing. We're gonna go to dust. What the hell? All right, let's see what she says.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before, someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? You think somebody really wants to think about you? I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone?
You see that? She's like, okay. I feel so bad for this girl. I feel so bad. You see that? I feel so bad for this little girl, dude. Oh my God. So I'm just laughing because he said leave a legacy, and I just watched this video yesterday, and I just thought of Mike Tyson, and I want to leave it on a happy note. You know what I mean? Because that, that's what I like to do. Let's see. I would have loved to take the full access to Terminal Fortune. It's a bit expensive for me. Being from India, we'll buy it once the stock hits 10. Thank you. No, of course not. We're always going to be here. We're always going to be here. We're not going anywhere. This is lifetime access, right? Right. We're always going to be here, my friend. Always going to be here. But yeah, this is I think that's funny, right? That was pretty funny. But yeah, this is it, guys. I mean, we're doing this together. We're gonna get it done. I mean, people talk crap about Palantir. Now look at Palantir. People talk crap about Clover. Look at Clover. Now Jim Cramer, give him a couple of minutes, wait till the big boys come into Clover, and then he's gonna be like, I love Clover. I love it a lot. When it's trading 30, 40, 50 bucks, right? Before in Palantir, as the toots and the institutional investors were lining up, he used to basically say, Palantir is like a black box. I don't know what they are, right? I know, such a New York answer. I know, Sheriff, right? Such a New York. We're dead. What is the legacy? Who the F is going to think about me? No, Mike Tyson. A lot of people are going to think about you, okay? A lot of people are going to think about you, all right? So but, that's, he's very humbling, so. He's changed a lot. It's a lot to reflect on, if that makes sense. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Love you all. For folks that are interested, Black Friday sale, link down below. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you all.